Hey guys, what's going on? Zephyrnix here. So I was actually watching a lot of videos regarding the end of nation because there was a lot of things that a lot of people were saying, and of course I'm not going to sit there and just listen. Oh well, he's saying that. Well, Well, no, I'm actually interested in finding out. So I went ahead and started doing some research to find out what a lot of people were saying and if it was true or not. So I mean, I still stand on what I said. A lot of people were pretty much judging the entire group based off a couple of people's thoughts and things of that nature, and then there was some people who just was making videos of hate videos for no reason whatsoever. Like the reasoning was so irrelevant. Broken Games kind of comes to mind here. I mean, tell me if I was wrong. Maybe I misunderstood his video, but basically his whole thing on his video was the fact that his whole thing was that people were not interested in Assassin's Creed 3 or Assassin's Creed in general until it was until they said it was going to be released on the Wii U. Then all of a sudden they were interested in it. So what? I don't get why that's that's a big deal or an irrelevant point whatsoever. Now, tell me if I'm wrong. Maybe I misunderstood it. That's a possibility. That's always a possibility that I misunderstood it. But I mean, the reality of it is that these are things that really shouldn't even matter. I mean, yeah, they want to go ahead and help the developer out. Support the developer. Yeah, the developer for their system. That's a good thing. That's what you want to do. Especially since the Wii U is not known for third-party games. Yeah, when the new third-party games comes out, you're going to want to support that by buying it on that particular console. It's the same thing with being a PC gamer or a PlayStation 3 gamer or an Xbox 360 gamer. You want to go ahead and buy it on the particular console that you actually enjoy more than anything else. Simply, if you're a bad gamer of that particular caliber, simply because you want to go ahead and make sure that you do what you want the people who develop the game to know that, hey, we enjoy your games on this system and we want you to bring more. Because if you don't do that, then no, you're not going to get it. You're not going to be able to go ahead and Ubisoft's going to be like, well, why would we make another Assassin's Creed? Why? We don't need to, on the Wii U. We can just go ahead and make it for PC and things of that nature, and then it'll sell. I mean, it's almost common sense, but I mean, I digress, but still the point stands. I mean, and another thing is this, that being said, there are people out there, and this is kind of addressing those people who do make attack videos like that. Being honest with you guys, you're not really helping Nintendo. The whole thing about End of Nation is supposed to be to go ahead and kind of, educate people about Nintendo. Nintendo has decided to go ahead and do their own thing, and because they decide to be themselves and do their own thing, they are on a rise to greatness. They literally outsold the entire competition, and this is the highest selling console in this generation. That speaks in volumes, especially since they were not the last two generations. Out of nowhere, bang, zoom, you need to go ahead and kind of express that, express the fact that they were being themselves to the point where they were able to go ahead and be true to themselves. And because they were true to themselves, they had the most unique console to the point where a lot of other people wanted to be Nintendo, wanted to have what Nintendo had, that magic, if you will, Go ahead and talk about the Super Nintendo or the regular Nintendo, how the Super Nintendo literally, despite the fact that it had, another competition, a big competition, mind you, Sega, despite the fact that Sega was a big, competition, in their face kind of competition. I do mean in their face. Have you seen the commercials for Sega? They literally pointed at Nintendo and, started their junk. But you know what? Nonetheless, it actually ended up, Nintendo actually won that one. Not only that, but you can also talk about how Nintendo also decided to go against the next generation systems, the 32-bit systems. What 32? Kind of the early 32-bit systems. Anyway. So you can talk about that, or talk about the regular Nintendo, talk about how the games of Nintendo come out, and despite what 7th Level said in his particular video, not that he was wrong, he was 190% correct, but all that is pretty much irrelevant, seeing that all those games are pretty much unknown compared to the staples that Nintendo has put out, because it is it is innovating to create the genre, but it is also innovating to go ahead and take that particular genre genre rather, and become the initial staple of it, such as Halo. Halo did not create the first-person shooters, but on the consoles rather, but it did go ahead and make the staple, make the standing point, set the bar, if you will, for all other console-based shooters to follow. To this day, still does. You also have, same thing with platformers. Regular Super Mario did that. Same thing with action adventure games. What do you call that? Square Enix and Nintendo, Zelda, if you will, kept continuously building the bar up to this day. A lot of the action adventure games that you will go ahead and play will have some remnants and some features or some gameplay types that are that are within older Nintendo or Square games. I'm sorry, not Square Enix, Square Soft. For those who understand, you understand. But that's the thing, and all that started on where? Nintendo. A lot of people really need, and that's the thing too. When you're focused on so much hate and want to, throw things at the end, you're not helping the situation. Let me give you another example of how you're not helping the situation. Use me as an example. During the times of the PlayStation Brotherhood, remember all that crap? I did not pick up a PlayStation 3 simply because of that. I said like this: if these fools are pretty much the staple and the minimum requirements of that of a PlayStation 3 gamer, why the hell would I want to go ahead and get a PlayStation 3 and play with those idiots? That was pretty much where I was focused on. So I didn't get a PlayStation 3 simply because of the fans. If you wave the flag of Nintendo, nil Endem Nation or Wii Network or anything like that, was it PNK or whatever, the fact of the matter is that if you are representing Nintendo, or a gamer for that matter, but in this case Nintendo, then you need to go ahead and be a representation of that. Show the people the reasons why they need to go ahead and pick up a game or a Nintendo system right now. Show them why it is a good thing to go ahead and pick it up. There was a game recently that I picked up. I played. I have not played this game before. I was talking to Shokyo about it the other day. Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword. Never played that game before. I'm a big Zelda fan, but still never played it. Nonetheless, I know people's like, how you, But nonetheless, that is the case. Now, here's the thing. I actually got to play a little bit of it, a demo of it, if you will, recently at a local store. Love the game. I'm going to pick up a Wii just so I can get that game and pick up the Golden Controller, by the way. And then there's some things that Shokyo was talking to me about. I was very interested in going ahead and checking out. So definitely those are things that I want to see. Here's the thing, though. Why is it that there was not a single Endem Nation member out there who is part of the group? Why did you not do a video? And here's the thing, because don't get it twisted. I am also talking about those guys who said, I'm not part of the Endem Nation anymore. You're still just as guilty because of the fact that as a Nintendo fan, Nintendo fan who's supposed to be representing Nintendo, I never heard anything about this Skyward Sword and how good it was. I didn't see too much of anything from you guys. Nowhere. No how. No way. Why? Why is it? The fact of the matter is that everything that I've seen so far that people have been complaining about, someone just did something. Never mind. Anyway, the fact of the matter is that you are guilty of the same exact things that you are trying to point the finger at. If you are a Nintendo fan, and I do, and if you're a Nintendo fan, I'm going to say this. Next thing I want to say, you guys are going to be like, what the hell? If you are a Nintendo fan, then you need to be out there supporting Nintendo, showing gameplay, and stop the whole back and forthness. All jokes aside. Because when you do that, you're not representing Nintendo, right? And then I got to go ahead and side with MVP Deadly Messiah on his little Nintendo little Jimmy things. And then to make it worse, I gotta sit there and side with Pyro. Because Pyro 2000X I'm referring to is 100% correct. If you are a guy who makes videos and you are supporting your system, then why are you not presenting games? Why are you sitting there talking a whole bunch of trash going forth while this pre-E3 stuff is going on right now? You should be dropping games. I should be able to see gameplay at every point in time. From people who say, I love Nintendo, I'm going to support Nintendo by supporting Nintendo, instead of just sitting there ranting, crying, bitching, whining, complaining, and making a total ass of yourself on YouTube, and show that Nintendo is worth actually buying by simply going ahead, producing gameplay. Talk about the features. Show some things that we may not know about the Wii system. To this day, I've never seen an updated version of some of the games that are actually coming out on the Virtual Console, or maybe the eShop. I know the games that are coming out on the eShop because I'm part of the whole news network. So I'm constantly getting news about every single system out there. But if you guys would have shown some things, I would have known from you. But I don't. You know why? Because you guys are too busy in drama fold to go ahead and actually truly represent what the gamer, the gamer and a Nintendo gamer, is supposed to be about. And what are you supposed to be about? Nintendo. Not worried about what this guy is doing, not worried about what this guy said, and not worried about what everyone said. You are not strictly, but you are supposed to be representing that. Shokyo, be all honest with you, dude. You kind of changed a little bit, because you weren't, and I'm just saying, this is just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I didn't look far enough into your videos, but I do understand that you have college, dude. Don't get it twisted. But I do understand that you have not done a lot of gameplay videos as of recently. You haven't. Maybe I'm wrong. Hold on a second. Maybe I'm wrong. I actually want to go ahead and do a search for you really quick. Sorry, had to pause that real quick. I actually want to do that. Because, I'm not saying that you haven't talked about the Wii, but when's the last time you really done some gameplay videos? Aside from the one that you did 5 days ago, there's another one that you did 3 weeks ago, which looks like it might be the same exact video. I don't know what game that is. I know what game that is. Damn. Let's see. Honest with you, dude, between those two games, a month has gone by. 3 months ago is what, prior to the recent one you did 3 months ago. You know what I mean? I would like to see more gameplay from people who actually do represent Nintendo. I do understand that sometimes you got to go ahead and drop a video, regular things like that. But for the most part, I've seen nothing more than just, back and forth. I'm just being honest with you. Where are the games? I can just by the title screen, as per the title page, where are the games? You guys have a good night. Zephyrnix out.